Hey everybody, I'm Mike. Welcome to My Car Shop. Today we're going to give you some updates on what's been happening here around My Car Shop in the last week. Hope you enjoy the show.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Car's Shop.
Well, there's been a lot happening here, and even though I'm still in a situation where I'm not really able to do a lot of work in the shop, there's been a lot happening with the cars, and so I thought I'd give you some updates on what's been happening. I always try to move forward and do something a couple times a week to make sure that we're moving forward with projects and with things around the shop. There's a lot of organization yet that I want to get done, things moved around in here, but I'm just not physically able to do that right now. So there's obviously then a lot of mental things that happen, but there's also been some things happening with the car. For example, the 73 Swinger, Brad's 73 Swinger, we call it 2 scoops. That thing has had a loose flywheel for a while and we haven't been able to drive it or do anything with it. I had hoped to get it in here to the shop and get that flywheel tightened down, but I realized that it was probably just better for me to farm that out. So I took it up to a buddy of mine, a place locally here called All-in-One Auto. They actually do all of the repairs on my vehicles, on all the cars, not just the classic cars that I don't want to do something on, but also they do my dailies as well as the cars that my company owns. Best mechanic around, barring none. And I had a conversation with him a while ago and just told him what was going on. He said, just bring it up, I'll take care of it. So I brought it up to him last week. I think I dropped it off on a Tuesday, and by Thursday it was done. Actually on Wednesday he called and said he had the flywheel tightened back down. They did end up having to pull the transmission out because of the headers, but he also discovered that the idler arm was falling off. So I went up in my stash of parts, found a idler arm off of a low mileage Plymouth Scamp that I had, about 30,000 miles on it. Thought it was great, took it up to him and he said that's the wrong one. It's the way it goes. There's obviously a difference between a 73 and a 75. I didn't know that, so I learned something. But anyway, he got an idler arm, got it put on. The car's running great. Took it for a drive, and we'll let you see a short video right here of what it was like the last time I had it out. Hope you enjoyed that little burnout there with the 73 Swinger. That was a lot of fun. The car's running great. Quite honestly, I've never had a 318 with a 270 rear end in it like that one has that will burn the tires that hard. It's quite an impressive ride. Lots of power, running great. You know, we had engine issues when it first came. We had oil pressure issues. The oil pump drive was sheared off. Turns out it was an issue with the main bolts actually. That were causing the oil pump to be kinked off, caused the shaft to shear off, and we got that all straightened out. I believe there were Milodon bolts, and I called the company and we sorted out what was going on and got everything set right so that the oil pump wasn't kinked and causing the drive issue in the oil pump drive. And we got the motor together, and then we found we had cam problems because the motor had run long enough without oil pressure. It messed up some of the lifters. We were not able to get the right lifters for that particular cam, so we put a different cam in it that I had here with some new lifters. Also turned out we had some valve train problem. There was a little bit of extra clearance in the valve train that we couldn't quite sort out. Finally narrowed that down to the thickness of the head gaskets. We went ahead and did some adjustments on the rocker arms that took care of that, and the car is running great now. So I'm looking forward to driving it a little bit more, working some more of the bugs out. There's a little more work that needs to be done on the car as far as a couple of water leaks I want to take care of. But that car is pretty much good to go now, so looking forward to getting some miles on that, and hopefully Brad will be able to get up here and have some fun with that car as well. The 70 Challenger. So I've been planning this one, and as soon as I'm able to get back at it, I'm going to roll this car back. and get that motor and transmission pulled out. Hopefully I'll get one of my friends over here to give me a hand with that. So that will be happening soon. Hopefully within the next few weeks I'll be physically able to handle doing that job and get it done. So that's pretty exciting as well. Something else that happened just yesterday, actually, my friend Matt came over. He had a car stored back here in the back that we were looking for an engine for 3 or 4 years probably. Just an old Saturn that he used to drive to work. It was a great car, was still in good shape, had a rod knock in it. We determined that cost-wise it wasn't worth fixing the engine, but we weren't able to find a used engine for the car. So he made the decision to go ahead and just scrap that car. So he came over yesterday and got it loaded up on the trailer, and we hauled it to a local scrap yard and made another hole in the back there behind the barn. So that's one more car gone. But he's my paint guy. You know, I do a lot of paint work. You've watched the episodes. But he's a professional painter. He paints show cars, and he's helped me do the roof on this car, and he helped, he's the one that sprayed Joe's Charger for him. And there's just a few flaws in this paint here on the 47. There's a split right in here and another one down there that I'm concerned about. It's going to rust. For some reason the clear coat bubbled and cracked in those two spots. The only two spots on the car I'm really worried about. So he and I looked that over, and he's going to go ahead and give me a hand to get those two little spots fixed, and then he's going to work on getting the fenders and stuff wheeled out for me as he has some time. So I'm excited to do an episode on that. That will be coming soon. When I'm able again to get back in here, of course, I'm going to be working on getting the 47 grill painted as well. So maybe we'll plan to do that spray work at the same time as we're blending this stuff in here and making these repairs. Something else that's going to be happening soon is work is going to start again on the 26 Oakland. I actually have a tool that should be arriving today that will help me fix the threads on the camshaft from where it was damaged in shipping. And then I'll be able to take that camshaft up to the machine shop and get it polished. And I also need to take that generator up, as I've been saying for months, and get it gone through so we can put this engine together again. My dad and I have been talking, and he's ready to come back out now and start working on the car again. So we're looking forward to that and really moving forward on this project together. I don't think we're too far away from hopefully being able to fire this car up. It hasn't been run since 1946. So that's going to be a really exciting episode on the 26 Oakland, to get this car fired up again after all of those years. The engine looks good inside, and so that's kind of exciting. Something else that I've also done is, it's that time of year when the mice start coming into the building from outside because it's cold out, it's warmer in the buildings. And so the other day I went around and put down glue strips in all the cars to catch the mice so that they don't mess with the interiors. That's obviously important. I don't want to put out poison here because we have cats, and I don't want to lose cats to eating mice with poison in them. So the glue strips work good. I just have to remember every couple days to check them because they'll die and then they'll really stink, and that can be another problem in the car. I wish there was a better solution, but as you know, if you have classic cars that sit a long time, mice can cause a real problem. A couple other changes that I'm going to be doing now that we've got the 73 Swinger fixed. My plan is probably to put the 68 over in the garage where the 73 has been, now that that car will start and move, and put the 74 in here so I can start working on getting that quarter panel finished that we hung when Joe was home, as well as getting the other quarter panel on. So probably have the 74 Swinger sitting here, the 47, and then of course the other two cars over there. And I think that's going to be a good workable shop for the winter. These two cars that in the middle here are ones that I want to be able to run, and they both do. I would really like to be up at a point on the 74 where I'm dropping that V8 in it this spring. We'll see how that goes. Obviously, one of my main focus is this winter is going to be doing the frame rails and the floor pans in the 70 Challenger. And I'll be moving forward on that as well. But I think getting the 74 Swinger in here where I can just move the 47 out, pull the car ahead up into this area here, work on the quarter panel, do what I need to do, and then put it right back in this spot will be good. The 68 just needs a couple fuel lines and some new front tires, but the car runs and drives so I can move it around the place, and if I want to work on it, it's easy enough to fire it up and just pull it in for the winter. I always just like sitting here by the 440 and looking at it. I can't wait until this motor is dropped in the Challenger, but we obviously have a ways to go. A couple of other things that are happening. My My friend John, whom we did the episode on his 66 Belvedere, has got things ready to about hang that quarter panel on that car, so I'll be going over to help him do that as soon as I'm able to move around a little more comfortably. And he's also got a couple of fenders, and he wants me to take patches off one and put on the other, and we'll be doing that here in my car shop, and there'll be some episodes coming on that as well. Things are moving forward on the 70 Duster. Pretty excited about what Dave and I have been talking about. I think he's pretty excited about the plan. It's a win-win for everybody. He's a great friend, and I'm just so glad that we've kind of reconnected here in the last while and just been having some great conversations and talking about cars and making plans. It's good to have that camaraderie and have fellow enthusiasts. We keep each other motivated and we can help each other out a lot. So no big reveals or anything, but just a little update on that. The last thing I want to talk about is my own frustration. It's been a rough year. You know, it's not because of COVID. That's definitely had its challenges business-wise. You know, we've lost some employees in the business, not because of COVID, but it's been a tough year on the business, and then losing some employees who got taken on to better pastures, I suppose, if you want to call that. And that's fine, that's business. But just personally, it's been a rough year. And with the physical challenges that I've had this year, it's been a very frustrating year for me. I quite frankly feel frustrated doing episodes like this where I'm talking about what's going to be happening and not able to just do it. Anybody that knows me knows I don't like sitting around, and when I get a burn to work in the shop, I'm motivated, and I get so much done in such a short amount of time. And having physical limitation is very frustrating to me. So there's lessons to be learned in that, and so I hate putting out episodes like this where I'm talking about what's happening, but I really want to be honest with you guys and just let you know what's going on and what the plans are. As I said, there have been things happening. They're not things that are worth putting on video. Loading up a car to take to the junkyard, I suppose if it was a classic car, that might be mildly interesting. When it's a 1990 something Saturn, insert picture, but you know, nothing against the car. It's just not something that really applies to the genre of what we're doing here in my car shop. Again, with the 73 Swinger, I thought a lot of different ways about how I could do an episode about getting that car fixed up there at All in One Auto. It just didn't make any sense, really. So you got to see a little of the video and some pictures that I've inserted here. That's a big step forward that we've been waiting a long time to get that next step done on this car due to my own physical limitations and then just sometimes time. I was not able to get to it. I had concerns about, I don't have a lift, as you know, and I did have concerns about getting under that car and trying to take that transmission out to fix it. So it was the best choice for everybody all around, and I'm glad that that piece of the project is done and that car is very close to being what needed to be accomplished on it here. So that's good that we can enjoy the car and have fun with it. I think that's going to do it for this episode. I just wanted to give you some updates. I really try hard to put out an episode every week. I really want it to be something where I'm working on a project. As I said, I can't do that right now, so this is kind of what you get. But I do appreciate those of you that faithfully follow the channel. You know, we have, I don't know, close to 70 subscribers, I think, now on the channel. That's not a lot, but I know that everybody watches it. I mean, we get, you know, a couple of hundred views on most of the episodes I put out, so I know more people are watching it than are subscribed. And even if you're not subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate you being here. I hope that you're interested in what's going on. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy sharing with you what I'm working on or what I'm planning, that kind of stuff. So it keeps me motivated to keep putting this out. If you're not subscribed and you're here, I would ask you to just please consider subscribing to the channel. I would really appreciate that. The more viewers we get, the more we're going to be able to offer, as I've said before. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the bell to get all notifications. If you haven't liked the video, go down there and just hit the, if you would. I'd appreciate that. The other thing I would ask is drop some comments down below there if you would. If there's things that you would like me to talk about or things you would like me to share, I'd really like to be answering your questions. I monitor the comments closely, make sure that everything's on topic and so forth. But if you have questions or things you'd like me to talk about or things you'd like me to do, please do that. Drop those comments down there. Finally, we're on Facebook and we're on Instagram. Follow us there. There's content that gets out there sooner than I can get it on the YouTube channel sometimes. There's just pictures of things that are happening. There's things that I share there that I can't share here necessarily because it's not video worthy. So there's things there like that. For example, the burnout video that I shared here, I shared on Instagram about a week ago. So there's things you're going to see there that you may or may not see here as well. So Instagram and Facebook, it's / My Car Shop. Very simple to find. We would appreciate you following there. And one more thing, as always, please just remember one more thing. Rock. Mouse just ran across the top of the shop. Crazy.